Morning, Sam. Morning, Lim. How are you both? Morning, Josh. Trying to move my chat around. Morning, Ruben. How are you? So I've got about an hour to go. Where's Zach? Come on, Andrew. I should have grabbed the jersey, really. Hang on. There we go. That's a bit more dignified. Looks like a couple are going for a sprint every lap. I tried to stay with the front group for the first time around Titans Grove, and I was like, I can't do that. There was too much colour on the graph. I was like, no, it's they're obviously racing it, so I have to settle for the second group. How many hours am I doing this week? I don't know, I'm doing about 800 TSS, so I don't know how many hours that's gonna... It'll probably be around 16, 17 hours maybe. Around about that. It's always weird when I ride indoors, most of the time, because I'll just get there quicker. If I was to do 800 TSS outside, it would take me about a 21-hour week. Just from the freewheeling mainly. You know, the descents around here, especially down the lanes, you know, you'd be damned if you could pedal down there. You'd easily deck it on some moss or something. Morning, Nick. Oh, nice one, Ruben. What are you racing tonight? Or are you, or is it a secret? When do I expect to be back to full fitness? I have no idea. I aim to be back to where I was by June, I would hope. I don't need to be flying. I don't need to be at full fitness yet anyway, so that's probably a good thing. I've just been watching the Zwift Racing League replay from last night with Zwift Community Live. They didn't mention nice one, Josh. They sounded surprised. They were talking about me like doing stuff in the race. The commentators. They were like Matt Ellis and Ed. You know, it's going to be a great two-pronged attack. I was like, when I was watching it back just now, I was like, what? But surely they know. Like, I was actually surprised. I've had a couple of messages from people saying, I didn't know you had COVID. Well, where have you been? Where have you been? He disappears off the face of the earth for a couple of weeks and nobody notices. That's good. Morning, Phil. Oh, nice, Ruben. That'll be a nice one. Hey, Vic, how you doing? Last night's race was fun, yeah. That's a good way of describing it. Oh yeah, there's fatigue building up, Sam, yeah. Fatigue's a given, isn't it? When you train, fatigue's a given. The ones that progress are the ones that usually handle the most fatigue. Cheers, Michael, thank you. Good morning. That's right, Francis, yeah, so at this rate I need to gain about 75 watts, 80 watts to be able to achieve that 7 watt per kilo for 20 minutes. I'm sure it'll happen though. Yeah, definitely. I think I came out of it with an intensity factor of 1.05 for, what was it, 43 minutes? So it was a big training session. Feel it today, obviously. But there's no rest for the wicked. Especially when I'm in the shape I'm in. I've got to get back. Ain't no sitting around. Did I get a new FTP? I think it was like 1 or 2 watts. It wasn't like... My normalize was massive. My average was like... so-so. I think... as well, because I was doing recording, my normalized power on my 4i was higher than it was on my Wahoo. So I just thought I'd go off the trainer rather than the 4i, given that I'm spending more time indoors in a minute because of the weather and the fact that I can't clean my bike very well yet. And that annoys me, the fact that I can't clean my bike very well yet. No, I didn't have any foodie treats. I just had 2 servings of a nice vegetable risotto. Very nice it was as well. Yeah, my normalised power. Well, my normalised power, that's it, Josh, that's what I meant. My normalised power didn't actually turn out to be that high anyway. Because like I said, my 4i power meter was reading about 10 watts more than my Kickr for that normalised power. So in terms of a new FTP, it was only very marginal, the difference, compared to my 20-minute time trial. Yeah, yeah, 4i is single-sided, yeah, that's right, yeah. So it's fun when I'm doing right-legged, isolated riding. Oh, I'm loving it, Phil. Lots of little flaked almonds over the top of it. Oh, it was a bomb. I really enjoyed it. I know, Michael, it's pretty depressing, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie, like, you can sit there and say, it's alright Ed, you'll get it back, but still, you know, I'm not in a good place, mentally. The only thing that combats my slight sadness of it all is the fact that I'm getting up every day and riding and training, and like it's actionable, you know, just get it done and we'll be back. But being here is not nice at all. Yeah, you've got to be right actually, like the efficiency in my mechanism is probably not great. Like, yeah, I need a new chain, again. Hey, how's it going in South Africa? I bet it's like this today, is it? Beautiful blue skies. Yeah, I agree with you, Phil, I agree with you. And I got a massive serving as well for lunch. I'm looking forward to finishing this ride. I see Hank's doing veganuary, yeah. I'm doing plant-based annuary. Oh, there's somebody There's somebody smoking out of their balcony in pyjamas over there. You can't see me though. Oh, I've got 2 chains here, brand new in the box. But I ain't got a chain tool. I don't know why my mechanic gave them to me. Because when he sold me all the chain cleaning stuff. To be fair as well, I probably need a new cassette on this Kickr. It's getting on a bit now. Yeah, well, you're not in my situation, Michael. You're not in my situation. You know, I find it pretty like depressing, the fact that I'm like 80 watts down on most of my power personal best, and it's like you give it everything and you're still nowhere near it, and it's just like frustrating. And the only way you can combat it is to just get on with it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm getting on with it, but that's what's like keeping my mind off it. As soon as I start picking momentum, like, you know, the end of this week now will be my 2nd week training, and we'll be able to feel it. Like yesterday's morning's ride, I was already able to feel the gains, just marginally. But the more that happens, it's like a snowball effect. Yeah, I'm off world. I'm off world, Phil. Yeah, 100%, Josh. Yeah, but the thing is it's where you live as well, and like how much you ride and what the weather's like, and so, you know, Wales is an absolute beater for bike equipment. That's not just me. That's why Geraint never trains in Wales, boys. Come on. Geraint moved to Monaco, so he doesn't have to train in Wales. It's coming, George. It's coming. It's coming. I'm nearly done. I'm working on a deadline of the end of this month, and I'm just doing some low volume bass plans in a minute. Oh, the water went down the wrong way. Ooh, where's that, Adrian? Yeah, we're not quite rich enough to live in Monaco, so we're renting a flat. In Swansea, boy, in Swansea. Yeah, I think I'll do a video at the end of the month about it. About going mainly plant-based. Like I said at the beginning, I wasn't going to be 100%. It was going to be like 95% plant-based, because I'm not really one for going completely cold turkey, if you pardon the pun. Zwift Racing will be part of one of the future ones, George. At the minute, I don't have the bandwidth. Love that word. I'm working through what the vast majority need in a minute, and judging by the emails and the messages I'm getting, the vast majority need a helping hand with base. So that's all I've focused on at the minute. Any good at bike repairs mechanics? No. That's why I was paid to ride my bike, not to fix it. That's a running joke with professional cyclists. You're paid to race it, you're not paid to repair it. I look after it. When it comes to like replacing things or, you know, like changing cables, no, I take that to somebody else. But at the same time, he gives me good coffee, and we have a good chat. So, you know, that's probably better than me doing it myself. Oh, nice, Michael. That'll be a really good, number if you reach that. 4. Oh, nice, Adrian, nice. I was thinking of riding to Minehead at some point. Maybe about 250k or something. So I might stop it actually for the last 20 miles. Yeah, so I've been working on some different volume based plans. Each of them have different goals, and they all have different sessions in them. They're all 12 weeks, but the idea is that you can like chop out like a week, not a week, a block. So 3-4 week blocks, and if you chop out the last block, you can potentially add something onto it. That's what I've been working on recently with the people who have been asking for them. And then the idea is, if I'm being open about it, cheers Danny, it was a bit of a push, wasn't it? And then the idea is that I'll be able to dedicate more time to helping a broader range of people by either doing more of this, live streaming, either more group rides where we can all ride together or train together, or we can have more phone calls, we can have more Q&As, and we can have because what I didn't want to do is create training plans and then just go, oh, here we go, like Tom Smith, here's 12 weeks, see you later. I didn't want to do that. I want to do something different. Like, I want to utilize Discord. I want to utilize, like, do you know what I mean? Like the community as part of, you know, if you purchase a plan, you can take part in this, and that. You know, it's kind of, there's lots of things going on. So it's not just a take it and see you later. And if you've got any questions, you know, you can either ask it privately on Discord or something, or you could submit the question and we could do a live stream where we really dig deep into that question, not just using my experience, but you guys as well, as you do already, by commenting and keeping the chat flowing with your own experience on certain things. So, you know, it's trying to make it a bit more sustainable, because, and I thank most of you for this, the growth has been great, but at some point you've got to say no or stop, and it's okay to say no, but then you've got to come up with something that kind of stops you from saying no, and allows, you know, because rather bizarrely, rightly or wrongly, we're affecting people, like not just me but you guys, you know, watching these videos, sharing these videos. You're picking up on stuff and you're sharing it, and it's reaching more people, and those people genuinely want to improve. And if they want to be involved in a community that's different and also allows them to learn from other people without getting lost down a Facebook rabbit hole, then that's kind of what I'm working on a little bit. With backpedal as well, to a certain extent. Backpedal is like it's the little branch. You know, we'll probably end up doing, I don't know how you feel about this actually. I think it's a good idea. I'm no sprinter. I can't produce the peak power that Scott can. And likewise, you know, Scott is very, you know, he's been there, he's done that with crit races. And he's actually got a lot of knowledge on, the funny thing is, like, when you talk to people off camera, you learn different things about them. And Scott is one example. Phil's got a different avenue of knowledge, but Scott can definitely handle the sprint sessions that we do, that we might organise as part of the backpedal group, and then we can do crit focus sessions, which kind of fall into the Zwift racing sessions, don't they? Because they're very much the same. So I missed that right on there, Josh. You have to do it again. The workouts VC was doing last month, Josh. Hey, kiddo. Welcome to the stream. How to pace something from 1 to 5 minutes? Well, 1 minute. You don't pace a 1 minute effort, really. Except for the fact that you don't go off. If you're losing a lot of power in the last couple of seconds of a minute effort, you've done it right. The whole point is 1 minute maximum. And it's not like, you know, you're doing a 1 minute hill climb where you're like thinking about the gradient of the climb, you know, where am I going to be going slowest, can I push harder on the steeper sections. It's different. A 1 minute maximal effort is a 1 minute maximal effort. It's not a race, it's just a pure maximal effort. I'm not your man to ask really for 3 minute efforts, because I'm useless at 3 minute effort. Because I can't like do my 1 minute effort and then hang on. Because the drop off is huge. Between 1 minute and 3 minutes. Those 2 minutes there in between, I'm not very good at all. What testing's he doing, Josh? Hey, no worries. You didn't have to watch it live. Didn't have to watch it live at all. 5 in 1 minute. Oh, nice. Yeah, indeed, John. Yeah, they are. Oh, 3 minutes is definitely an awkward in between. Oh, so he's got 2 days then until he does a 20-minute effort. $400 for 5. Yeah, surely he'd be able to do that, you'd have thought. He's flying at the moment, he's not even doing the Swift Racing League. Terrible. Good luck, Josh. Give it some welly. Cheers, Carl, thank you. I got it done, didn't I? Got it done. That's what we used to say when we were racing. We used to say, oh, right, Tom, get to the front. You're like, yep, I'll get it done. It's like, just set pace to the front. Getting it done. And percentage-wise, where would you say fitness-wise from your peak? Well, Danny, if my previous FTP was 383 and my FTP is 310 now, what would you say that is? What is that? Almost 25%? Morning, Simon. How are you? You're just catching the last bit. The last bit of the chat, anyway. Apologies, Michael. I have to mute myself. You're not used to hearing my heavy breathing, to be fair. Nice, Simon, nice. Nice one, Gareth. Although, problem is now you can't get away from the stream. Now you've joined. So 82% of it. My I know I wouldn't take it. I'd take this with a pinch of salt if I were you. So I don't want to get any hate for what I'm about to say. But my WKO, you're talking about losing fitness, my WKO VO2 max is now something like 68, 70. And pre-COVID, when I was at, no, I'm not going to say pre-COVID because then you all say, oh, the illness has made you lose all this power. No. It's like low, it's detraining, everything else has made me lose power. Plus COVID. My VO2 was calculated at 93 by WKO, and it's now like 70. So there's a big jump. And like I said, take it with a pinch of salt. Doesn't really mean anything. In terms of a number moving, it's moved. Hey Tom, thanks for joining. Okay, so we've got one lap to go. I know, yeah, pretty. But I tell you what though, that race last night was mental. Like, it's a shame that I'm in that league because I've literally got no wiggle room. I have to suck it up and get dropped and yeah, but I wouldn't have thought my VO2 was 93. Well, I don't know. Saying that, I mean, it's got to be pretty high if I can do like 6.6, 6.7 watts per kilometer for 20 minutes, I'd imagine. And have quite a big 5-minute power. But anyway, we speculate. Oh, this is a nice pace. Ah, nice one, Adele. Yeah, solid. I didn't think there was an unlock code for the black Wahoo kit. I thought you had it when you linked your Wahoo with Zwift or something. And I've just changed from the Tron just, well, because I'm bored. Just thought I'd change it. TSS for mere mortals. Weekly TSS, I'd say anywhere between 300 and 500 is adequate, especially if you're holding down a full-time job and life. 300 to 500, but you have to, if you're not going to overload, like with TSS or volume, you'll have to overload another way, i.e. making sure that you're changing your workout, and making sure the stimulus is changing. Did you ask TSS for a week? Yeah, TSS for a week. I'm assuming you asked there. Well, there's one guy in particular who gets up at like 5 every morning. And he'll just do like a 2-hour ride on a turbo. He'll do it every day. He gets up at 5 every day. And he's got, you know, full-time work and life. Don't think he's got any kids. But, yeah, I mean, but early to bed, early to rise, and, you know. But what's intriguing to me... nice one, Tom. Get a pen and paper out. Actually, it's not pen and paper anymore, probably it's keyboard. Actually, I find it more interesting following you lot, building your fitness in a smarter way than like someone like myself who can do basically I can do whatever I want. You know, I can train however I like to get there. So, you know, time is not a limiter for me. I find it really interesting. Yeah, that's right, Michael. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, it'll be an obvious indicator, won't it? It'll be an obvious indicator, I think. Apart from the ones that have a summit finish. I had a hilltop finish on Innsbruck. I'm going to be like... I think I'm going to be out the back pretty badly on that climb. Yeah, Ruben's right, obviously. Yeah, not all TSS is created equal. But, yeah, 300 TSS, even in Zone 3 in a week, is very easily manageable on quite low hours. A lot of it comes down to priorities as well, like how are you going to fit that in? Because it's not, you don't always have to do the, that's where a lot of people follow like undulating periodization, because one week they can be friends with their family and the next week they can live like a monk, you know, and the week after they can spend time with the family, next week they can live like a monk, you know. It's like there's lots of different ways of skinning a cat. Oh, Charlie's got a vaccine booked. That's mental. Can you hand wash them, Gareth? I've been on training camp, so I've had to hand wash my kit. Actually, I tell a lie, I've been to races, stage races, where I've had to hand wash my kit. And after a big wet stage as well. It's horrible. I mean, ride around then the next day, and you'd have soap coming out of your chamois because you hadn't washed it out properly. My threshold heart rate. My threshold heart rate is about, it's probably like 173 now at the minute. Sorry to hear that, Easy. That's like right outside, isn't it, John? This ride will have a decent spread of Zone 1 and Zone 2, and a little bit of Zone 3, I'd imagine. Not much Zone 3, but... Well then, Como, give me a ride on. I wonder how many riders actually know that I've had time off and been ill, or whether they... Did you notice somebody in the live chat last night on my stream said, "Nice to finally see you using your correct weight." And that was when I was off the back. I wonder how many people think that I fiddle the system, and like they don't believe that 60 kilos and, well, 61 now, 60 kilos and whatever powers I do is legit. Because the guy who won last night, blanking on his name, like, that's roughly the same power I do. He's probably a slightly bigger rider than me though, judging by the actual power he was doing. He was doing about 30 watts more at 7 watts per kilo than I do. But to be honest, I don't blame people. I don't blame people if they question my performances. I certainly do the same if I was looking at it from the outside, because cycling's turned into a very, like, questionable sport because of things that have happened. Yeah, Ethan, that's right, Danny. Yeah, you saw it as well. I saw it and I was like I'd never seen your name before, and you come here to say that, like. No, I know, nobody cares. It's just, I have a big issue with people calling people out when, like, if we see performance. I mean, to be fair, look, even just now, I was watching the replay of last night's race, but on Swift Community Live. Is he Welsh? Get out of here. So I was watching it, and Leonard, who'd attacked and got away at the end, and people were like, oh, his power's too steady, or like his cadence is too low, or blah blah blah. And it's like, if you haven't seen people do it, it doesn't mean it can't be done. Like, if you're sitting there and you look at nearly 90% of World Tour riders and they don't show their data, you can't blame us. You can't blame us for being, like, questionable, because we don't know what that level is. And then when we do get a peak of that level, we're like, oh no, that's not right. No, we can't, like, nobody can do that, no. And I encourage people to just, it doesn't have to be all of your data, but show your data at that level. Because we'll be surprised at how many people can do 6 watts per kilo for half an hour. I'm telling you now. More people can do it than we give them credit for. Yes, George, there's a big difference between building TSS with those zones. He did 6.5 for 20 minutes yesterday. See, I mean, it's doable. You know, 6.5 for 20 minutes is certainly doable. I don't know whether you do it in that race though. Like, why would you average that kind of power? Because even though he broke away at the end, obviously that skewed his average. But like, he must have been pushing way too much at the beginning, surely, to have that sort of average. Oh well. No, I suppose, sorry, no, if it was his last 20 minutes, then yeah. His last 20 minutes. But he averaged 6 watts per kilo the whole race. Gus would have a few things to say about that, I think. Gus would be like, the man cannot draft, huh? The man cannot draft. Well, some would argue he doesn't need to draft, but that's besides the point. Don't use the pink Tron. Cheers, Andy. I don't like the pink Tron. There it is there. I like that little multicoloured one that I seem to get spot on when I change the colour. Yeah, but I mean, his power output for that race, like, it wouldn't need to be, like, he's not racing his best racer, you'd argue. If you're a director sportif, or not a director sportif, a performance manager, he could have got a bigger gap at the end, possibly. The argument to say, there is no argument against not using the draft, really. Doesn't matter how strong you are, you should try and use the draft. Because it'll only be a matter of time before somebody comes along who's better than you and will take your crown. Yeah, you're kind of right, Ruben, yeah. Ah, cheers, Mr. M. I'm not an expert by any means. Morning, Santiago. I'm not an expert, I'm just sharing. Sharing is caring. Cheers, Danny. There's a comment on yesterday's video. Forgotten who left the comment now, apologies. But he said, I can't believe we're even live streaming, you know, with, well, not live stream, but being so transparent with your fitness being a lot lower. A lot of people wouldn't stream out of fear of looking bad. And I just didn't do it like that at all. No, I know, John, I know. You can imagine if you dropped 2 sports and just did cycling. It depends, Purple Cow, it depends. Depends how close they are. Depends if that's from a race or depends if it's from a training session. And like I said, it depends how big the difference is. if it's a big difference with an effort like that, which would, like, it would be maximum, then I wouldn't. If it's a small difference, I would, or at least I would test it steady state to see if it is actually correct. There's no harm in doing that, of course. Philip, I can't answer that question because every single interval session will technically build FTP. There is no secret session. I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. M. Speaking of back injuries, my dad, I had to drop my dad off this morning at the hospital. He's on the slab this morning having a back operation. So I hope you're back to normal soon. Nice and George. Were you in my race yesterday? It's getting a bit spicy up here now. That's my cue. Ah, you're in Division 2. So you were able to get some pointers from mine. Well, not that I was at the front, so you wouldn't have been able to gain much insight. I'm going to disagree with you slightly there, John, because we still don't know. It's still not common, like it's not common to see so many people doing like such high power. So we automatically assume that it's not natural. So that's why I take it with a pinch of salt, because, like, granted, it's very hard to get there. Like, you need a lot of training, a lot of dedication, a lot of motivation, genetics, everything else. But I wouldn't be surprised, like I'm telling you, like I wouldn't be surprised how many people can get to 6 watts per kilo. And if I end up getting to 6 watts per kilo, which will be 360 watts, pretty quickly, like within the next month or so, it might prove just how quick well-trained athletes can come back, and might put into perspective how easy it is for riders to achieve it when they have the right depth. You know, basically, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm also not saying it's possible. Don't name names, Danny. I know Scott. Scott never shows his bad days. Ah, cheers, George. I don't know about genetics. Don't mention genetics to me, because I'm not. I would say I got you mainly on hard work, smart work, and the right racing and the right guidance. Very little of what I've done, I would say, is down to genetics. There's some there, don't get me wrong, but no more than most. I think if there's one thing, I'm not technically genetically gifted. That's like saying that, I don't know. what's me genetics? What's my goal for this ride? I've got to tell you, the goal for this ride is to just ride. There's no goal, apart from the fact that it was a 2.5 hour ride in mainly Zone 1 and Zone 2. I have to remember that I did a double day yesterday. I finished last night's race. By the time I got on this morning, it was about 12 hours after finishing the race last night. So I'm not in a position to go hard this morning. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Tomorrow I'm going to do intervals. I might live stream it. Do you want me to live stream it? I might actually enter a race to do it, because the race might add a little bit of a dynamic to it. In the sense that if I choose a hilly race, I can do the intervals on the climb, just like I really do outside. You know, for the most part outside, because it's so busy traffic wise, I either do intervals on a certain stretch of road or I do them on a certain climb, so it would be exactly the same if I was to do it in a race. Hey guys, goose. How's it feel waking up being a comm holder? It was like polar opposites in that first 5k yesterday. You were like soaring like a goose, and I was flapping like a swan at the back. I was still mad surprised how I got over those first two climbs. Like I clawed that second climb, I got over with the skin of my teeth. Like, skin of my teeth. I was telling somebody, Goose, that like if you have that as your finish line, like it's easy to do like a 5k race, isn't it? And like if everybody else is like, I'm waiting for the finish, and you're like completely hyped for like that one effort, it can make a big difference. You know, you were probably like quite hyped for that, you know, because you knew that if you just got it done, you know, well, nothing else to do. Apparently I picked up some points on a timed sprint segment. I don't know where that was. And then I got 44th, so I managed to get a couple of points. I don't know if they're just a single point or what, but yeah, it was alright, right? I contributed. You got all the comms, Michael. I know, Will. Yeah, it was like brought back memories of me being a good bike rider. Oh, you lied down. Oh, that's why you were 12 minutes down or whatever it was then. Ah, I was wondering you must have like stopped or like, you know, ridden at 50 watts or something. But yeah, I mean, fair one. If you have to like lie down, then you did it proper, as they say. Oh. Yeah, Gus live streamed it, I think. Yeah, you did, didn't you? Check the link in the description. No, in the description, in the live chat. Nearly there. 3.5k. I'm quite nervous for the team time trial now. Team time trial is just going to be a lot of like, it's going to be so heartbreaking. Like Danny said earlier, like basically me going from like towing, like doing 6-7 watts per kilo in the team time trial and like really pulling the speed. And now I'm going to be like, I was talking in the team time trials on my live stream, and now I won't be able to. Yeah, it's not bad, is it, Will? It's still about 20 or 30 watts off in terms of where my power would be at 130 beats a minute. It's not bad. Did I? It's probably because I had an arrow though. It's probably because my power up helped. I've always said though, if I need to sprint, like I'll be able to pull something out. No, John. Well, it depends what you're training for. There's so many. It's like answering that question without knowing, like, I can't answer it. I can't answer it. I'm trying to think of ways to answer it, but it's like such a long answer. Like, if you do one day 90 minutes, next day 90 minutes, that's 2 rides. If you want to have the same effect as doing 3 hours in one day, I do 90 minutes in the morning, 90 minutes in the evening. It won't be the same, but it'll be probably better than doing it split over 2 days. Oh, Goose. The sprint type is always real. It was good. It was good crack when obviously Matt was sprinting for it. And then when I started the sprint, I didn't expect you guys to like start shouting for me. So thank you for that. I think that probably helped. And I almost got it. I almost got a win in that group. And then you're shouting for Timmy and Paul as well. Oh, Andy as well. Yeah, Andy. Solid. Oh. Just like a session. We are done. I'm gonna get a sore throat tonight, aren't I? Yep. A fisherman's friend. I'm gonna take my photo now for the thumbnail. My Zwift thumbnail. Oh. Terrible, Scott, terrible. Whoa. The whole thing nearly came crashing down. Ooh. Oh, I tell you what, that's an efficient way to train. My legs. I'm pedaling non-stop. Let's have a quick look. What have we got? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know any of those riders, to be fair. But let's have a look at the paragraph. 194, 130. It slowly starts to go the other way soon. 113 TSS. I think I was aiming for 125, so that's enough. That is enough. So what's that? That's it's about 3.2 watts per kilo. That's still pretty sound, like, considering like, I have to remember that like three to 4 watts per kilo. Like, some people's thresholds are like 4 watts per kilo, so 3 watts per kilo for, or 3.2 for that. Mr. M, well, no, it's not directly the same as doing 4 hours straight, but there's nothing wrong. I swear by double days. Split in sessions, I swear by it for myself. Like, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. You end up like bouncing between, so like you do a session in the morning, session in the evening, session in the morning, session in the evening. That's 2 days, but 4 sessions. And then a rest day. It's like a, yeah, it's not a hack. It's certainly very good though. Nice one, Phil. Yeah, Liam. Yeah, I've been riding outside. The difference is that it's more convenient to ride indoors when it's raining, because then I don't have to wash the bike. Because we live in a flat, obviously. And also, like, when the bike is here set up already, it's more work to like get kitted up, you know, put the back wheel on, put mud guards on, get out the door and get it done, than it is to like get inside. Plus, I'm not the time, like this time of the month with stuff that I'm doing, it's actually more efficient anyway for me, because I can do some stuff on some typing stuff that I need to do, or brain, what do you call it? Like, do you know when you do something that's not related to a task, and then you have like it's like if I'm riding along and I have like a mind map open, like things come to me and I just jot them down. So it's like I'm like multitasking. I'm doing work, I'm doing a live stream, and I'm training. So yeah, it's a pretty good use of my time at the minute. Do I have a bath to wash it? I do have a bath, Michael. Yes, I do have a bath, but there's a mattress in it. Because we've been meaning to get rid of it since we moved in, basically. It's been here for like 6 months. And we haven't got rid of it, so I might just drive and fly tip it somewhere. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. So there we go. I'm going to eat 6 pizza slices now. And get my feet up and soak it up. And we'll be back riding tomorrow. Good. I'm glad I'm ending the stream now because Sean Vinton's turned up. Thank you, Mr. M. No, I don't need the subscribers. I just need you lot. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna end it now before I get cold standing here with the window open. I'll see you tomorrow.